Jeff, and you're with me. And today, well, some stuff's going on. First off, in pop geek culture, we have the gender slash race swapping of Leto Kynes, father of Chani, into a black woman. Now, my buddy, who I will not name, we got to talk about it, and he's like, as on the Democratic side, as long as, the story doesn't change all that much, he kind of doesn't care. But on the other hand, he gets the point that I brought up of you're changing a character for the sake of changing it, not for the sake of the story. That's my big contention. Why does Leah Kynes need to be changed from a white guy who becomes recognized in the Sieges of a heavily influenced Islamic style culture, and then has a child, Chani, who becomes, Paul Muad'Dib's concubine, for lack of a better term, and mother of his children because of political alliances and all that fun stuff. Aristocracy, gotta love it. Anyways, to a woman, and black at that. I mean, there's, to me, it's, you're filling a diversity quota that doesn't need to be filled. It's stupid. Because if they do the movie Dune right, most of the Fremen are going to look Persian or Arabian, just because of the fact of where they are on the planet Arrakis, which is a big desert dust ball like Tatooine. So, yeah, this is one of those ones where I don't agree to change because there is no need for it. It's like, oh, we want my inclusivity, my diversity. You're going to have it in spades with the Fremen! Versus the Sardaukar, versus Paul Muad'Dib and his mother themselves, versus his father Leto, versus the Baron Harkonnen and his family. You're going to have a pretty diverse cast of people that you just really don't need to dick with. So yeah, I'm totally against it. And in other news, we have the DCCC, basically the campaign contributing portion, people who raise the funds for the DNC. Yeah, a lot of them resigned because there wasn't enough people of color at the higher echelons. On one hand, I gotta hand it to them, at least you put your money where your mouth is, but on the other hand, in the middle of a presidential campaign, you're gonna pull this stunt? Freaking stupid! And the woman who resigned, the highest executive, said, it was a great group of people, and I hope they're gonna protect our majority in the House while we go through this gigantic change. And it's like, if you had a brain in your head, you would say, hey, look, as soon as this election's over, we'll make some changes, but we got to keep our team in place because we're fighting to keep our majority and trying to put a president in place. The stupidity of sacrifices on the altar of equality. I can't stand it. It's fucking asinine. These changes, whether politically or geek culture and all that, or like Gary Beegler of Good Rocks, and I actually got to talk to Gary Beegler, and I would love to talk to the guy again at some point. Guy's a class act, and it's cool that he got to go to Comic-Con. I wish I could have gone, but I live in Indiana and I'm broke. But he brought up about, how Comic-Con, the whole women, and how it says that geek culture is misogynist. And I'm going, no, geek culture is geek culture. Women were always welcome. But now the problem is that geek culture is being dragged mainstream and everybody's screaming, my inclusivity, my diversity. We have to, it's like, we never said you couldn't be part of it and stop trying to shove us out of our own genre. We never said women could not be part of this. Just like, people went apeshit, when that kid won the Fortnite tournament. They said the top 100 competitors, none of them are women. It's like, well, I'm sorry, it was a meritocracy. Women had all the chance in the world. They had an equal playing field to become one of the top 100 players of Fortnite. By skill, they did not make it there. It's meritocracy. It was skill-based. They weren't good enough. They didn't make it. Hell, I don't play Fortnite, and I understand this concept because we have something similar in World of Warships when it comes to ranked. In an actual non-ranked sprint season, I've never ranked out. I usually get around I think the farthest I ever got was about rank 5 and just called it quits because I just couldn't get any farther. It just wasn't good enough. But the thing I say to women, oh, we're not part of geek culture, you have to let us in. You are more than welcome to waltz on in. I would love more women to join geek culture, but not be coming in because, oh, it's the hip thing. Be here because you want to be here, not because you're forced. I mean, this is the same BS when it comes to, oh, there's not enough women in STEM. And whose fault is that? Women generally don't like to go into STEM fields. It's not really their cup of tea all that much. Now, you can try and entice women to come over to STEM. They have no problem with that. But stop trying to shoehorn them in where they don't want to be. It's called free will. Let them exercise it. So, to all this my inclusivity and my diversity and we need to be those whole thing, it's like, yeah, well, first off, stop changing established characters. Second off, if you want to be here, be here. We're not telling you you can't. Oh, boy, there is a flip side of this, and I do have to kind of speak out against the fandom menace because of the whole Bond thing. Everybody's kind of got their pants in a twist because, oh, female Bond, Chandra Lynch, and all that. And I have to say this. In the Fandom Collective and Fandom Menace, we have all said, hey, make a new character and, and stop trying to take our own. Well, that was already kind of tried with the movie Atomic Blonde, and the Collective / Menace kind of shit upon it. Now, me personally, I thought Atomic Blonde was just fine. It's not like, Charlize Theron's character was like this super badass angel who didn't bleed and, kick the crap out of a guy 3 times her size. No. I mean, she did kick the crap out of a guy 3 times her size, but, she was having to pick up stuff like lamps and throw it at him. In the car where she had him flipped over, she pulled off her stiletto heel and started beating the crap out of you guys with a stiletto heel. And if anybody knows about stiletto heels, them bitches hurt. Whew, God damn, just rolled right past a skunk. Woo, that stinky. But anyways, I think you guys all get my point. No, Geek Culture is not misogynist. No, we want anybody to come on in. Let's stop trying to change our shit. Lady Thor, completely against. Leah Kynes going from white man to black woman, totally against. Stop making changes just for the sake of making changes. If you're going to make a change like that, have a story reason why. And the reason why they say for Lady Thor, and yes, I'm calling her Lady Thor, it didn't work in the comics. I don't think it's going to work in the movie, but we'll have to see. But I'm in the camp of this is probably not going to go well. But anyways, those are my thoughts. I'm the Wolf. I'll catch y'all later.